everybody.
everyone.
You starting or me?
We are live from Knott's Berry Farm for the Peanuts celebration. I am Mac over at LPHQ, and Mike C is live in Knott's. How's it going, Mike?
It's going great. It's a really nice day out. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. And everybody's out enjoying the first day of Knott's Peanuts Celebration 2023 here at Knott's Berry Farm. It's the first, seasonal event of the year that Knott's does every year. And it's always a good time. It's very family oriented, as you would expect by the name. And it is focused on the Peanuts characters. And we've just kind of been walking around and seeing everything that there is to see. We're here in Camp Snoopy, which is the Peanuts centric area of the park. So I thought that would be a good place to start the stream.
Yeah, I like it. Makes sense.
But yeah, we've also done, we just got out of the Charlie Brown's trivia challenge, which was over in the Birdcage Theater, and we came in second place, Team Laughing Place.
Nice.
Second place in the Peanuts trivia challenge, so that was fun. And there's just been a bunch of other stuff that we're going to take a look at as we go through the park here.
Now, who is Team Laughing Place there with you today?
So it's my wife, Tori, and then you may know Benji and Alex. They are here as well. So it's teams of 4 for the trivia. It was kind of like a pub style trivia, and we had the exact right amount of people.
Now, I know based on your previous Star Wars trivia success, are you a trivia person? Like, do you?
Yeah, I've always liked trivia and like Trivial Pursuit and Jeopardy, that kind of stuff. For whatever reason, I'm pretty good at it. I'm not the best trivia player in the world, but I think I'm decent at it. And we knew, we came in second place. Between us, we knew a lot about Peanuts, I guess, even though I wouldn't say Peanuts is one of my absolute favorite franchises or anything. Just kind of grew up. It's one of those things where if you consume a lot of pop culture, you're going to know a lot about Peanuts because it's been omnipresent for so long.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, that was going to be my next question: is are you a big Peanuts fan? And what's your relationship like with the Peanuts characters?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on them. I watched the specials when I was a kid, and read the comic strip.
I love
but
this.
I was
this
just
awesome.
I was never like a super fan. Yeah, this is fun. This has been here in years past. So this is the child to teacher translator. So you can hold this button, and kids can talk in here. I can talk in here, and it's going to translate me into, adult speak in Peanuts world. What should I say?
Check out LPTV.
Okay. Check out LPTV on the Laughing Place YouTube channel. Perfect. So if you speak Peanuts, you'll understand that exactly.
Well, somebody has to clip that sound bite for us now, so that we can use that in the future. Just want to check in with some of the comments here.
Hello,
love bugs. Hey, Gio.
Hi, Gio.
We are live. Mike is live in Knott's Berry Farm right now for the Peanuts celebration. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will just sort of preface this whole thing that I've only been to Knott's once, and none of the attractions were open at the time. So I do not know this park very well. So I'm sort of just letting Mike have free range here.
What were you here for? Was for a media event?
I was there. We were there for the Boysenberry Festival back before they had actually fully reopened.
Right. Okay. So it was like Taste of Knott's Boysenberry Festival.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I did really love. It's a beautiful park, and all the food was great. So.
Right. This is called the Grand Sierra Railroad. This is kind of like the mini children's, family railroad ride. Oh, they're just about to unload and board again.
So there's all kinds of stuff going on for the Peanuts celebration. What have you gotten to do so far? other than the trivia?
Yeah. Well, we started our day. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what the first. Oh, we went and checked out the new. There's like a exhibit about. You wouldn't think these two things would go together, but it's about Peanuts, the history of Peanuts and the space program. It's called, I think, Snoopy Meets NASA or something. So that was a fun exhibit. It's in the town square in the ghost town area. And also there you can meet Snoopy. The Snoopy character, meet and greet character is also there. And then the rest of the Peanuts characters come out over here. I think they're on a break right now. But this is where you would come to meet the Peanuts gang right there.
Nice. Yeah, it's funny that you brought that up because Snoopy is sort of like an unofficial mascot of the Kennedy Space Center here.
Oh, okay.
So
I did not
it's
realize
pretty funny, the connection there.
You know, a fun trivia tidbit that I learned a while ago that I had no idea. The Knott's Berry Farm had access to the Peanuts characters to use in the park for a while, and Cedar Fair, the amusement park company, also had licensed the Peanuts characters around, I guess, around the same time. And then later on, like a decade or so later, Cedar Fair acquired Knott. So it's like they both already had the Peanuts. It was like a match made in heaven.
Wow. That is pretty funny. Here is a look at what you were just talking about, the To the Moon Snoopy Soars with NASA exhibit. Some of the things you can see. If it actually wants to load.
Yeah, I see it. I'm seeing it on my end.
Okay. There we go. So yeah, Mike has been showing off the Peanuts celebration on the Laughing Place Twitter account, so you can follow along there as well.
So right now I'm standing at the Camp Snoopy Theater, which is where they have a show called The Music Goes Round and Around. And this has been part of Peanuts Celebration for a few years now. So there's already full video of this show on the Laughing Place YouTube channel, if you want to go and check that out. And this is the showtime. So 11:30 is already passed. But if you're here and you want to check it out, it's at 1, 3:15, and 4:45. It's just a fun musical show with the Peanuts characters.
Now, is that a normal show, or is that specific for the celebration?
This is only a Peanuts celebration show.
Okay.
But they have done it, I think, for maybe 3 or 4 years.
Gotcha. Okay. Couple comments here. Walter Jensen says, "What a cute stage." And then Gio does point out that Snoopy was a decorated pilot too.
Correct. Yeah. So he does. He is an aeronaut of some sort.
So, is there any special food for the Peanut celebration?
Yes. So we've already tried. Well, Benji and Alex have tried the. I want to get this right. I did tweet about it. I think it's macaroni and cheese balls.
The mac and cheese bites. Yeah. It looks like. Yeah.
Mac and cheese bites. And they said they really like those. And yeah, we are going to be trying some more food. I don't remember off the top of my head what any of the other specialty food items are, but there are. Yeah, they do have special food for this celebration.
Very cool. Like I said, the one thing I got to experience at Knott's was the food, and they do such an amazing job in that.
Yeah, they really, in recent years, they really have made that part of their thing here, is to have very unique food offerings, because they do have, their history is with the boysenberry,
right? The
actual fruit. So a lot of their food items are themed around the boysenberry. You'll have boysenberry pie and boysenberry drinks and boysenberry beer even, and wine.
Right up my alley.
So these are fun little photo ops here near the entrance to Knott's, where you can pose with Snoopy giving you a smack, a kiss on the cheek with
That is a very large beagle. Wow.
yeah, big Snoopy. This one is Woodstock's Nest. That's fun. That's funny looking. And then this tower is decorated with Woodstock birds. And you can pretend you're pulling the football away from Charlie Brown in this one.
I like that. I'm not sure. I guess where are you really supposed to stand for that? Because it seems.
I would say you're supposed to hold it and like act like you're pulling it. I don't know.
This seems like it'd be tough to get the right angle.
Speaking of angles, this one is intended to be rotated after you take the photo. So you got to pretend like you're being pulled along by Snoopy in a blanket.
There's a year-round photo op just like that at Islands of Adventure for Marmaduke in the Toon Lagoon. There you go. Yeah.
Step-by-step instructions on how to, in case you couldn't figure that out on your own.
Well, I wouldn't put it past some people.
I'm going to turn around here and just show you the backside of the Knott's Berry Farm and front entrance with these big ribbons.
Now, does it feel crowded there today for the first day of the celebration?
Yeah, it does feel crowded. I would say it is getting more and more crowded as we're here. And then I did
that's
these
cool.
Planters have like the Charlie Brown zigzag pattern and yellow flowers with actual bees. You can see that bee.
It's a nice subtle touch.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a good amount of people here. Knott's is pretty popular here.
Yeah, definitely looks like it's a busy day there.
It's a big locals park. I think it's very popular with the Southern California community.
Right.
I don't know how many people are coming in from out of town or different states to visit Knott's, but if you are in Anaheim and going to Disneyland Resort, this is like a 10-minute drive from there. I would definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you're a fan of theme park history. So much of Disneyland was born out of Knott's, just like the whole, this concept of a place where families can have a good time together. And it predates Disneyland by a decade or two.
Yeah, my next trip out there, I definitely want to make Knott's a stop on my list. Now, you mentioned this is the first event of the year here at Knott's. I know you're a big, it's Knott's Scary Farm. I know you're a big fan of that.
Yeah.
What are some of the other events they do there? And what are some of your favorites?
The next one coming up in the spring will be Boysenberry Festival, Knott's Boysenberry Festival. And like I was saying before, that's going to be where you're going to get all your different boysenberry inspired dishes and beverages and stuff like that. That's a big popular event for locals. Just a big celebration of like Knott's roots and stuff. And then when you get to the summertime, my personal favorite is Ghost Town Alive, which is kind of Knott's like immersive theater experience where you'll wander through the ghost town area, which we're getting to be in right now. And there's all these different actors performing as characters that you can interact with. There's a story that plays out over the full day, like 8 hours worth of story. There's a sheriff, there's gang members, there's the deputy mayor, and the story's different every year. They kind of like build. There's like also an ongoing story that builds between every year. And it's just a tremendous amount of fun, and people really get into it. It really is a proto-galactic Star Cruiser type thing in the Old West.
That sounds really cool, and again plays off the fact that you mentioned it's really a locals park. If they're building up the story on a year-by-year basis, they're counting on people returning every year. So that's
exactly
really cool.
People come, they get to know the characters. They get to know the performers, and there's lots of regulars. It's really popular with both kids and theme park fans. So that's, if I had to recommend one thing besides Scary Farm, which is a favorite among most people who are into Halloween and haunts and stuff like that. But it would be Ghost Town Alive. It's so much fun. And then you get to the fall. You have Halloween, which is in the daytime they do Knott's Spooky Farm, which is the more family friendly version, and then the very famous and popular Knott's Scary Farm is at night, and then now they do Knott's Merry Farm at Christmas time. I think those are all. I think I hit all the big ones there. So
that seems like it filled out the year.
Yeah, they really have fleshed out a full year. Because I remember when I first moved to California in the late '90s, it was really just I really only came here for Scary Farm. That was it. It hadn't even occurred to me for a while to come here at any other time of the year. But now I think they really have filled out the rest of that schedule and given people reasons to come to the park year round.
It does feel like that's becoming more of a thing with theme parks these days. By the way, Walter does say Christmas there was A+.
Yeah, they do a great job with that too, Merry Farm.
Yeah, it did look really great just from some pictures and videos and stuff. Hi, Alexander. Alexander also asks, is Snoopy going to play the drums?
I don't know. Does he usually?
I'm not sure. I know there is a show, like well, I guess that was the show you were showing over on the at the theater before. There's Snoopy's legendary rooftop concert.
Right.
I'm not sure if he plays the drums.
Oh yeah, we're gonna check that out later on. So I'll let you know. Here's the Birdcage Theater. So this is famously where Steve Martin, the actor and comedian, got his start as a performer. If you read his book, Born Standing Up, he talks a lot about his time at Knott's. But right now, for Peanuts Celebration, it's being used for a couple shows. It's the Knott's Peanuts Celebration Sketch School, where you can learn how to draw your favorite Peanuts characters. And then what we did was the Charlie Brown's Trivia Challenge. Now, we noticed when we came up to get in line that the first show was very, very early this morning at 12:30 a.m.
Must have been difficult to get in there with the park not being open.
Yeah, I know. That's for the really hardcore Peanuts fans. No, seriously though, apparently Disneyland is not alone in having typos in their signage.
I'm sure they enjoy some company in that department.
Yeah. And this is where that exhibit is, right ahead of me here in Town Hall. We can't really go in, unfortunately, to look at it because there's a line. You can see there's a line forming over here on the side to go in and meet Snoopy, because they also have that character meet and greet in there. But it is a cool exhibit if you have a moment to come and check it out during your visit and want to learn more about Peanuts history.
And that is the To the Moon Snoopy Soars with NASA exhibit. Seems like a weird place to put that. In like the Calico Town Hall, but
right. Well, they do. Yeah, that has been used for those type of exhibits in the past for Peanut Celebration. So they're just carrying over the tradition of, because it's not really a space that gets used otherwise, except during Ghost Town Alive, when it actually does serve as the town hall in the story.
Right. Now, I don't know if you were going for the pun there, but it's not really a space that gets used otherwise.
Right. No, I was not, but thank you for making it stand out.
Walter says Calico to the moon.
So here's some more decor for Peanut Celebration. This is a little bunting, I believe this would be called.
Very nice.
And sign there. Peanut Celebration. Then I don't know if you can make it out, but these buntings have little Snoopies on them. Snoopy riding its boarding horse.
Very cool. Kind of hard to see in the video, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. And we're approaching Calico Town Square, where for Peanut Celebration they do something called the Cowboy. Let's see, it's called Cowboy Jamboree, and this is kind of like fun and games for kids. So the first show we saw earlier was Linus and Franklin from the Peanuts gang teaching kids how to play horseshoes, which was fun. And then throughout the day, there's all sorts of different games that kids can come and play with the Peanuts characters. Beanbag challenge, egg race, spear roping, and this is not pie toss.
That all sounds fun. That sounds like the kind of thing where I would be the only adult like in there trying to do all these activities.
You may get tackled, but it'll be worth it. Here's the backdrop for that.
Very cool. I love that they, it's all, I mean, obviously it's Peanuts, it's all animated and stuff, but it all looks like you're thrown into the cartoon world. It's very well done.
Yeah.
That train is much bigger than I expected.
Yeah, this is it's a real steam engine train, just like at Disneyland. I believe they did it here first.
Very cool.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the train came after Disneyland's, but either way, it's pretty nice here too.
Now, how do you feel that the celebration is impacting wait times on the attractions here at Knott's?
We haven't done any attractions yet today, but we were going to do the it's called Knott's Berry Tales, which is kind of an interactive type ride, almost like sort of like Toy Story Midway Mania.
Okay.
And I was looking up there, and that line is usually pretty long, and it was not the wait wasn't too bad earlier. So the thing with Knott's is I feel like people tend to come a little later in the day. Like people aren't really rope dropping Knott's the way they would at Disneyland. Okay. So I think that the lines do get longer and longer as the day goes on. Like even now, it looks way more crowded than it did an hour ago.
Do you have a favorite attraction at Knott's?
What's that?
I'm a huge fan.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks very much. Do you want to wave and see yourself later on Laughing Place? Hi. Thanks.
Hi.
Sure.
You can't hear me, but hi.
Oh my God, Jake. This is very exciting. Okay, hold on, sorry.
Oh boy, somebody wants a picture of me.
All right, here we go.
Hi.
Nice. Cute.
Thank you.
This is not me waving at my laptop like I can be seen in the picture.
Wow, that was recorded on the live stream. big fan.
We need to screen cap the puzzled look on Benji's face as that was happening.
Yeah. Benji was more confused than I was.
We should have asked. What are they? Who's the Bosk fans or what?
Maybe they thought I was Peter Soretta. That's what I'm gonna assume happened.
Well, Geo approves.
So this is another show. It's called It's Your Life, Charlie Brown. There's also a video of this already on the Laughing Place YouTube channel. And you can go and watch that now. It's the same show, I think, as it has been in years past. I think last year was actually the first year for this show, but it was fun. It's just a fun and music. I think it's got some music, it's got some humor in it, and you got the Peanuts characters.
Very cool. Now, is it like face performers or is it just the characters?
It's costume characters with walk around costumes.
Okay.
And I think there's a human host.
Okay, gotcha.
Non-costume character. And that show is ready to start at, let's see, there was a 12:30, there's going to be a 2 o'clock, there's going to be a 5:45, and 7:15. It's called "It's Your Life, Charlie Brown." Then this evening, like you mentioned before, somebody was asking about Snoopy drumming. And as Benji pointed out, this is their version of "Get Back," the Beatles, because they even have it's almost kind of the Beatles font here with the
Oh yeah.
serifs on the T. But that's happening this evening at 5:45 and 7:15. So we'll check that out. I'll get video of that since that's a new show.
Very cool.
No, Hanson goes all the way in the front.
So we got that and the NASA exhibit. What else is new this year that we know of?
I want to say those were the two big new things. They also did what was called the character cavalcade right here in this area. Is called Charleston Circle. And it was really more of a dance party than a cavalcade, I would say. Like they all came out. It was Charlie Brown, Lucy, and I think Linus, maybe. And they all came out and stood at different points of this circle and just had like a little dance party with kids.
Very cool.
And they're dancing to like 1920s era music because that's the theme of this part of the park.
Oh, nice. Okay, I did see. I think I saw this. This is what you're talking about. The video that you tweeted earlier.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And here's Knott's Berry Tales, that ride that I was talking about. That's kind of like an interactive, like Midway Mania style.
That's a newer attraction, right?
Yeah. So there was an attraction called Knott's Berry Tales here, actually from 1975 to 1986, which is this reference here on the date on the water tower. I don't know if you can see it up there, or the boiler up there. And it was more of like a dark ride with animatronics and stuff. This is more screen-based, but it is it's sort of like a sequel attraction to that old one. In between those two periods, there was a dinosaur ride and another interactive ride called Knott's Iron Reef.
Oh wow! So that space has seen a lot.
Yeah, this has seen a lot of turnover over the decades for sure. But this is the one that opened just a year or two ago during the pandemic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought I remembered the opening of that being a thing. Now, Knott's is known for having some pretty great roller coasters. Are you a roller coaster fan, Mike?
I was a bigger roller coaster fan in my youth. Like,
yeah, I'm with
like
you there.
late teens, early 20s. I was more into roller coasters. I will still go on them eventually, but it's definitely not what draws me to theme parks and amusement parks anymore. Honestly, if I owned Knott's Berry Farm, I would probably want to convert it back to the way it used to be before Cedar Fair took over, and really commit to the theming and probably get rid of the roller coasters. As much as people would hate me for it, because I know that's a big part of why the park is popular, because they have some thrill rides. It's like half thrill rides and half theme park. But I do, the Ghost Rider is the big wooden roller coaster at the front of the park. And that at least fits within like the Western theming.
Yeah, you can absolutely fit a roller coaster into any theme.
I'm cool with that. And this, this area is called the Boardwalk, and so it's kind of themed to a California, like Santa Cruz boardwalk.
Okay,
so
I can see that.
Yeah, I guess that's a way you can make this kind of stuff fit in to the theme. And this is the most on the right here is the most recent big roller coaster. It's called Hang Time. It's a drop coaster.
Yes, I did not get to experience that, but I have seen some videos of it. That looks like my kind of coaster, to be honest.
Yeah,
like not a whole lot of
lift hill just goes directly 90 degrees up. We'll watch it drop as well.
Oh, I like that they hang you there too.
Yeah.
Probably have a pretty cool view from up there too.
Yeah.
A lot of
another
stuff
way
in
to
this
get
area
a
to see.
right. Another way to get a cool view is this the tower, and the name is
Oh, yeah.
escaping me at the moment. But they do have a big tower. I'm not sure if that's running right now.
Geo is on board for that coaster.
I've done it a couple times.
And the more we're watching it here, the more I'm realizing there are actually a lot of inversions, and it's probably not my kind of coaster.
This is a Wild Mouse roller coaster called Coast Rider, not Ghost Rider, not to be confused. But this is kind of similar to Goofy's Sky School at Disney California Adventure, same style of roller coaster.
Hey, we got coaster classifications. Thanks for taking a picture with me. Still can't believe I met you.
Wow, that kid's got his own vlog going already.
Yeah, look at that. Pretty awesome logo, too.
Get started early. Theme park vlogging community. Wow, I can't believe that. I am actually genuinely surprised that I was who he thought I was. But thank you for poster classifications. We appreciate
really cool.
anyone who is watching and anyone. Yeah, definitely. If you see me in the parks, please say hi. I have no problem talking to people or taking a photo. That was fun to see you. Nice to meet you.
It does feel like obviously you're in a different land of the park now, but it does feel like a completely different park on this back side here.
And that's fine. You know, that's the kind of thing you would see in a Disney park. But I think, you know, there's been a lot of talk about sight lines lately, and it does bother me a tad how many roller coasters you can see from like Ghost Town. But I don't know. It's not. There's different rules. You're really not holding it to the same standard, I guess. Although, you know, I'm not bad-mouthing Knott's. I love Knott's Berry Farm. I come here all the time. It feels, I always describe it as like Disneyland's quaint little brother, even though it was around first. And you know, yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to start calling my brother my quaint little brother.
And honestly, like I've said this before, the attraction we're approaching now, not this one, but this one, is, I've called it my favorite theme park attraction.
I do remember hearing you say that, yeah.
So I stand by that. This is the Timber Mountain Log Ride. There's a great photo that it's actually in the book called Knott's Preserved, which is the history of Knott's Berry Farm. And in the foreword for that book was written by Tony Baxter, Disney Imagineer Tony Baxter. And there's a photo of him on opening day of this ride, Timber Mountain Log Ride. He's like looking up at the lift hill that we're going to pass in a couple of minutes here. And you can see the germ of the idea for Splash Mountain forming in his head there. Because it is very much the precursor to Splash Mountain here at Knott's Berry Farm.
Very cool. Yeah, Robert asks, is this Orlando? This is Knott's Berry Farm in Anaheim? Is it technically Anaheim?
It's called Buena Park. It's
Buena Park. There you go.
Northwest of Anaheim by about 10 minutes, or like 7 miles.
Okay. Coaster classification, by the way, says I rode Hang Time 4 times in a row. Might make that 5 later today.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's my reaction, too.
This is the difference between young people and me.
Exactly. And then Scott says, Knott's was my old stomping ground back in the 70s and 80s. It sure has changed since then.
It has changed a lot since the 70s and 80s. And like I said, my first time coming here was in the late 90s. So Cedar Fair had already taken over, and a lot of these, like, see, this is ruined for me. This is a Silver Bullet. This roller coaster is called Silver Bullet, and boy, that I don't know, but it bugs me a little.
I get it. Yeah, I think honestly, if the track was just a different color, you can kind of blend it in a little bit. But
Yeah, but look at how cool this
that
rock
is
work
great.
is, and this is that lift hill that I'm talking about with the Timber Mountain log ride. Can you find that? Can you see if you can track down that photo, Mac, and share the screen?
Yeah,
Just type in like Tony Baxter and Knott or something. It might come up.
Yeah, I'll take a look as we continue on here.
Thanks. I just wanted to do like a side by side if we could, but if you can't find it, it's okay.
I'm getting a lot of Tony Baxter and a lot of Knotts, but not at the same time.
Bummer. Okay. Well, it's definitely in that book. It's like in the first page of that book, Knott's preserved.
What is the name of that attraction?
Timber Mountain Log Ride. You can see right here. But yeah, in the photo, he's like standing like right over here, watching the lift hill go up. It's okay.
All right, and one more thing here, but unfortunately not finding the image.
But yeah, if you're one of those folks who are hardcore fans of Splash Mountain, which it seems like there are a lot of, if this last few weeks are any indication, come down to Knott's Berry Farm and check out Timber Mountain Log Ride, because the spirit of that ride, you can definitely get the same kind of thing over here in a more primal form, I would say.
Yeah, no, it definitely felt like it was like a historical type of park. It was really cool being there. Now, is Panda Express an original attraction there at Knott's, or?
I don't know if that was opening day Panda Express. I wish I could eat Panda Express though. I missed that.
There's nothing you can get there?
No, I tried. I really tried. There's nothing really gluten-free, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I'm still searching for this image, and I can't find anything.
That's okay. It might, I don't know, it might only be in that book, but
yeah.
I thought it was a cool picture.
I mean, yeah, you've been walking for like 5 minutes since I made that point that it looks like a different park, and we're back in just like a completely different setting here. It's really impressive. And then, yeah, there are still the sight lines, of course, if you look in the right angles, but for the most part.
Yeah. So let's, this is kind of the view of the front, the drop of the log ride here. You'll see a lot of postcards or like a website header for Knotts.com will have this exact view. So you get kind of an idea of like.
It makes sense.
Yeah. At the same time, even though I'm bothered by the contrast between these three different things, it does give you an idea of the amount of different stuff that you have going on for different tastes of attraction lovers in this park.
Yeah, it's a perfect marketing shot is what it is. Let's see. Scott is saying, love the Timber Mountain Log Ride and the Mine Train.
Yeah, so this is
may they last forever.
The other like major heavily themed dark ride across the path here is called the Calico Mine Train, and it's great as well. I think I always prefer water rides for some reason.
Oh wow, that's a little bit surprising.
This is a really cool. Yeah, I don't know why. The water rides always appeal to me more. Like boat rides, not necessarily like water slides, But this one's a train. It's like a slow-moving train that goes through an interior mine. It's sort of like Pirates of the Caribbean, but with miners instead of pirates, and not on a boat. You're on a train, if that makes sense.
There are some like coaster-esque elements of that, aren't there? Or am I thinking of a different attraction?
Well, there's a part where the incline goes downhill, but it's never very fast.
Okay.
Like, you can even see how these people are sitting. There's no harnesses, there's
Right,
no
right,
seat
right.
belts. You're just kind of sitting in the cars up there. It's not an intense attraction by any means. There's a part where you are going up a lift hill, and everybody kind of slides back, and you like slide into the person behind you. But no, it's not scary or intense, really.
Very cool. Yeah, I need to get back to Knott's while the attractions are actually open.
Yeah, definitely recommend. All right. I mean, we've been around most of the park. The only area we didn't go to was Fiesta Village, which is currently under a big reimagining, refurbishment. I don't know if you want to go there or you want to wrap it up.
Oh, well, you're the one that has to make the walk, so I'll leave that up to you.
Okay. Well, this train is about to depart. I can't cross here anyway, but
okay.
We can maybe watch the train go by and then wrap it up.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
There's nothing else for the Peanuts celebration, right? We got around to everything. At least everything
Pretty
that we
much.
could see happening right now.
Yeah, so with Peanuts Celebration, it's mostly about the shows and the characters.
Right. So
and there is
scheduling.
The one ride that gets the overlay is that Grand Sierra Railroad, which becomes the Beagle Bonanza. And there's video you can find of that on Laughing Place as well.
Yeah, so like Mike said, we have a whole bunch of videos from previous Knott's Peanuts celebration you can check out on the Laughing Place YouTube channel right now. Well, not right now, once we finish up this stream. We also have a whole bunch on our Twitter account, and Mike has been sharing from throughout the day, so you can check out some of the offerings from this year.
And we're at the end of a very long week for us here at Laughing Place because we have the Disney 100 media event. And
yeah, I was going to ask you, how are you feeling after basically 72 straight hours in Disneyland?
I never get tired of theme parks, so I don't have a problem with it. I just need a little sleep. Tomorrow's going to be a rest day, and I'll be right back. I'm just happy to be back out in the world. It was a slow winter, like late December, early January. There wasn't too much going on, so I'm just happy to be back out in the parks. Some of my favorite places, so I have no complaints.
Yeah, I will say I've had a lot of fun just watching your coverage from home. So it's been exciting. Hopefully, we get some of that Disney 100 fun out here on the East Coast as well at some point. Still got to wait for the 50th to end first. But
now, do you guys have those medallions? I thought somebody said there was going to be, at the very least, they were going to be selling those medallions.
I haven't seen them, but I also haven't been into a park since the 100th.
Okay.
Well, the 100th really only started yesterday, so.
Right.
But I will get out to a park at some point soon and take a look.
Cool.
So, Mike, what else do we have coming up? I mean, you said tomorrow is a rest day, but I'm sure you're right back at it pretty soon.
Yeah, I have a couple reasons to go to Disneyland already next week. One of them being Sweethearts Night. That's the next big thing, I think, on Tuesday night, the first Disneyland After Dark of the year. So stay tuned for coverage from that. And lots of Star Wars this year. As if you know Laughing Place, you know that's my main beat besides the theme parks is Star Wars. And it's just going to be a year full of Star Wars stuff, too. So what's coming up with Marvel? You got Ant-Man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wanted to say first, congratulations, by the way, getting your panel at Star Wars Celebration. That's so exciting.
We haven't really said that on a stream yet. That's it's been something I really, really wanted to do, and the fact that we got approved just means so much to me. There's more details coming about that.
Yeah, that is really, really cool. Super excited for you. There's nothing happening in the world of Marvel this year. It's really slow. Not a lot going on. No, yeah, it has. I'm joking, but it is actually a slow start to the year. But once Ant-Man hits next month, it's going to start getting really busy and ramping things up. So lots of Marvel stuff coming. But As far as our live streams go as on our YouTube channel here, not a lot on our schedule right now. So I'm not sure if there is Disney Trivia Live tonight or not, but
Good question.
it's not on our schedule, so we will see. Yeah. So, like you said, Mike, you'll be back in Disneyland this week, so I'm excited to see what
Yeah.
else is going on there. And anything else as we wrap things up from the Knott's Peanuts celebration?
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks. See you later. Bye.